Talk 1470 AM and 95.3 FM WNN.
Seniors, Medicare open enrollment is quickly approaching. Call I Will Advisors for a free review of your existing health care policy and learn about all of your Medicare options. Call Debbie at 954-753-8080. 954-753-8080. Times are tough, and right now those in the commercial world know that being heard via advertisements is the name of the game. AmpSquare.tv understands how important advertisement is and is proud to express that it's truly the only plugged-in internet television production company on the market. Amp2.tv live streams all their shows across all the major selling markets in the U.S. and abroad. Call them at 866-224-5422. The AmpSquare.tv library allows productions to be seen over and over again, making commercial platforms more usable. Call 866-224-5422. Toll free 866-224-5422. Amp2.tv, the first and only internet television network that's truly plugged in. 866-224-5422. That's AMP2.TV. The opinions expressed on the following sponsored program are strictly those of the host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
Good evening, everyone. Hello out there.
Welcome to the weekend. I'm Gerald.
And I'm Lori.
And we are the Healthy Credit Gals. Our goal is to educate you on credit and financial matters. Join us on this journey to increase your awareness of credit and health and how they impact your life.
If you've ever experienced financial stress, and most of us have at some point, then you know how unsettling it can be. There are many ways to actively take control of the situation, restore your credit score, and rebuild your purchasing power.
If you have a question and want to join the show, call in at 888-565-1470 and let us guide you in creating financial fitness and peace of mind. Welcome.
The following program is sponsored by the Emerald Financial Group, which is solely responsible for its content. Securities offered through J.W. Cole Financial member FINRA SIPC. Investment advice offered through J.W. Cole Advisors. The Emerald Financial Group, J.W. Cole Financial, and J.W. Cole Advisors are unaffiliated entities. The opinion expressed by Karen Roberts should not be construed as specific investment, legal, or tax advice. All economic and performance information is historical and not indicative of future results. Investing may involve the risk of loss of principal. Any tax advice on this show is not intended to be used by any person for the purpose of avoiding U.S. federal or state tax penalties that may be imposed on such person, and each listener should seek advice from their tax advisor or legal counsel on topics that arise from the show. Karen Roberts is not providing legal or tax advice. Nothing should be construed as solicitation of an offer to buy securities.
Woo! All right. I'm glad we got that over with. Well, hello, everyone. We are the Healthy Credit Gals. I'm Gerald.
And I'm Lori.
And I'm happy to be back. It has been it's been a couple weeks since I've been here, so it feels really good to be back on the air with you all. So it is Friday the 13th. I have to get that out of the way. And, you know, Friday the 13th doesn't have the greatest rap. It's considered, one of the unluckiest days of the year. And we want to shift your perception on that. We want this Friday the 13th to be one of your luckier days. So join us in the conversation at 95.3 FM or 1470 AM, and we're the Healthy Credit Gals.
Yeah, so live on Facebook. You can also watch us, and we're so excited to just be back on the air and just really be kind of getting back to a normal. I think I've had the most normal week that I've had in a while with the hurricane, and I think everybody is starting to settle back in. So it's really it's good to have good energy on this Friday the 13th. Hopefully people aren't too superstitious, right?
Exactly. Now, I know this is talk radio, and before we got in here, we were talking about music and how music has a way of soothing your soul, and it crosses all lines and brings people together. And I happened to have been reminiscing Tom Petty. He was still one of my favorites. And I know I'm going to age myself here, but I saw Tom Petty in 1980 at University of Florida, which was so special because, as many of you know, Tom Petty was from Gainesville. And that night, Stevie Nicks joined him. And it was just it brings me back there talking about Tom Petty and music. Music is the cure for the world. What about you, Lori? What?
It's very, very interesting for me as well because we have talked about this, but last weekend I was actually in Nashville, Tennessee, and I went there for a Kid Rock fish fry. Kid Rock is actually from Michigan. I was never a fan of his first music. Honestly, he came out in 2000 with all the hard, heavy rap. And then he kind of blended in with the, not just using very, very foul language and was taken off the air a lot of times, but he kind of shifted first into rock, Southern rock, and now into country music. And this is his third annual fish fry. So it was very interesting to me. I saw him first last year here in West Palm Beach at the amphitheater and found out what an amazing performer he is.
Wow.
Music can really not only touch you, but if you have an open mind, it can really change your perspective of what you're a fan of. So being in Nashville, it was great, just the whole Southern charm, and the concert was amazing. He's very patriotic. He really is a very humble, grounded performer that really honors others. So, yeah, I just thought we'd start off with sharing a little bit about music and how it can really affect you and change your perspective if you're open to it.
Yes, so you may be listening, driving home, and I know there's a lot of traffic out there, and listening, thinking, well, okay, guys, what does music and credit have to do with each other? And what did we come up with?
Well, I think really it's a matter of opening up your mind and learning something instead of, like with credit, a lot of people are not familiar. We're not taught. We talked about this as well. We're not taught in our academic schools growing up what credit is or how it affects our lives. So people keep their head in the sand, and a lot of times they don't have an open mind to learn something new. It's kind of the same thing that I experienced with going to a Kid Rock concert. I had to go in with an open mind the first time I saw him, and it really changed the whole perspective of how I look at music. It's the same thing with credit. It empowers you to put so much, take just a little bit of knowledge and maybe change just a few things that you do, and it really can have a huge impact on your financial health.
And I think also, as music transcends age and socioeconomics, you can all be in one room enjoying a musician. Credit as well affects every age and every socioeconomic background and every culture and race, and it doesn't matter who you are. You may be affected poorly or positively by credit, and we can have a whole group of people in one room enjoying that same musical experience. So we think there's something there. Now,
Definitely.
I wanted to ask Lori something. Kid Rock also brought the ability to see this concert to the masses, because concert tickets have gotten extremely expensive.
So he's actually well known for, I believe it was 1995, or maybe it was 2005. he kind of made a big change in the whole music industry as far as touring goes. When he would go into an amphitheater, and I believe it, you know what, I think it was 2015. I apologize, I don't know the year, but the fact that he did this is what impressed me so much. He toured that whole year in a bunch of amphitheaters, bringing down the ticket price to $20 so that anybody could go to a concert. And I think that's just so impressive.
It's really
He
impressive.
also made the concessions very affordable. So this particular, the Kid Rock Fish Fry, was a carnival. It was, a Ferris wheel. It had all of the food and all of the games. Everything was free or at low cost. And the concert was very affordable. So it was, that's something to be said. If you're making it accessible, it's the same thing we're trying to do here is educate people and make credit accessible for everybody. The knowledge of credit puts so much power in your pocket and money in your pocket.
That is a great story. So we're here. We have a guest in our house that we'd like to introduce.
Absolutely. So we have Karen Roberts, who is a wealth planning specialist, and she's the owner of the Emerald Financial Group that's located right here in Deerfield Beach. She has 27 years of experience. Wow, that's a lot.
I started when I was 10.
Right?
Yeah, we all did,
I
right?
know. We're aging ourselves a little bit, but you know what? Knowledge is power. So the more knowledge you have, the more that you can share your power with people. And let's see, you're past president of the Women in Insurance and Financial Services, as well as the local chapter president, and also actively involved in Toastmasters, which I know Karen from. And she also served as president in Toastmasters in 2016. Another great thing I love about you, Karen, is that you mentor college women by serving the alumni financial advisor at your sorority at FAU.
Correct.
So I think knowledge that you can share with the young people is something that is something they'll use for life.
We try to teach them how to pay their bills every month. Being a sorority is like being in a business. You got to pay the bills.
Very good. So welcome to our show.
Thank you.
So
I'm
excited
excited to be here.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So tell us a little bit about, I guess we could start with just what you do.
Perfect. So really, I work to educate and empower women to take control of their financial futures. After I say that, people always go, oh, well, I'm a man. Does that mean you won't work with me? No, absolutely not. I would love to work with men also. But what we have found is that women are very underserved. There's only 13% financial planners are women.
Wow.
And so therefore, because women are so underserved, I like to really target women. So I have plenty of male clients. I love men, don't get me wrong. But the difference between a man and a woman when it comes to really finances is men talk about money, right? Men will go out on the golf course, they'll go into the locker room, they talk about their latest stock picks, they talk about how they did in Vegas, they talk about their car and what they're paying for it. As women, we don't talk about money ever.
This is true. It's true.
Right. We were raised that money is a taboo subject. And so therefore, I found that women really need guidance and help.
That's great.
So a lot of times women aren't even talking to their husbands
Nope.
about money. So
Nope.
they have they come to you, and if they are lucky enough to come to you,
Right.
they don't have a clue.
Exactly. There's a big statistic that after the man passes away, I think it's 80% of all women change financial advisors because they don't have a relationship, because it's always been man to man. So we are working on changing that one woman at a time.
That's awesome.
That's
I think
awesome.
it's not only empowering, but I think just, again, it's something that we feel passionate about, that we're trying to get the conversation out there. So there's more women that take initiative to learn a little bit more about credit, a little bit more about finances. And
Exactly.
And also, I mean, in my household where I grew up, my mom always took care of everything with the money. So that was not the usual, was
Right.
it?
No, not at all. Although we have found that women may pay the bills, but they don't do the investments. They don't understand the insurance. They pay the mortgage, the car, the credit cards. But other than that, they don't really have a handle on what comes in and what to do with that extra money.
Got ya. Yeah. Well, we're going to talk a little bit more about all of our finances as well as financial health, but we want to just take a break first, so we'll see you back in a few minutes.
Did you know that having less than perfect credit can cost you upwards of $1 million in interest rates, fees, and other unnecessary charges over your lifetime? And did you know 80% of credit reports have errors causing lower credit scores? And did you know 43 million people have a credit score of 599 or less?
Less than perfect credit leaves you with little or no control. The Healthy Credit Gals can help. We are the Healthy Credit Gals. Let us show you how to create financial fitness and peace of mind. Tune in and let's talk credit on 1470 AM and 95.3 FM.
Celebrity Mortgage Corporation, where everyone is treated like a star. The process of obtaining a mortgage to purchase or refinance residential property doesn't have to be overwhelming. I'm Tanya Quarequio, the owner of Celebrity Mortgage and a licensed loan officer. Celebrity Mortgage has helped thousands of clients in Florida realize their dream of homeownership, and we can help you too. We know every family and individual is unique in their needs and requirements. As a mortgage brokerage business, we have access to hundreds of loan programs and thousands of lenders. We will help find the right program that works for you. Tanya Quarequio, NMLS 88836, Celebrity Mortgage, NMLS 206978, where everyone is treated like a star.
You've been listening to the Healthy Credit Gals inform you of how important good credit is and the stressful impact bad credit can have on your overall well-being. Visit our website at thehealthycreditgals.com and learn what options you have. Now, let's get back to the show.
Hi, everyone. We're back, and we're here with Karen Roberts from the Emerald Group, and Lori's with us too. So we want to ask Karen a couple questions. So, Karen, you I mean, obviously you're a wealth manager, financial planner. You want people with money. I mean, that's so. But often people with money may find that they don't have great credit. So do you have advice for that situation?
I do. So whether you have a lot of money or not, you need to work on your credit, and that includes working on your debt. Often I find people that are making really good income still have a really bad credit card debt, where they got themselves into a business and they can't get out of the business, and it all affects their credit. And we sit down, so when I sit down with someone, we do a financial plan, and I find out all of that information, and then I guide them as to what is in their best interest and how to clean up the credit card debt and clean up their credit. Maybe in 2008, you owned a couple homes, they fell off, you never actually declared bankruptcy, but they went into foreclosure. You need to make sure all that's cleaned up, because your credit is affected every time you buy something.
I think a lot of people don't realize how much money is really wasted when they have bad credit. So they're paying so much more for everything across the board. But say they have bad credit when they get that mortgage and they're signed into that high interest rate. Same thing with a car. Then if they do not clean up their credit and refinance, that's all money that they're just throwing away. Is that correct? Do you run across that often?
Absolutely. Especially, let's talk cars. You really shouldn't be paying more than 2 or 3% on your car loan. And if you are, that's a credit issue. And you need to get your credit cleaned up so that we can get you out of that car, because a percentage point could be as much as $50 a month, depending upon what car you drive.
Right.
And that $50 a month can be put to much better use.
Exactly. Why are you paying the banks for your money? You're just giving the banks, who nobody really likes, more money.
Right.
Right. So,
and that's money that could be invested and making money for them.
Exactly. Could be invested, could be put away for retirement, could help you get to your goals quicker by having that credit report and credit number at a good level.
So if you have questions for us, either Lori or myself or Karen, you're male or female, but if you do have any questions, call us at 888-565-1470. We'd love to hear from you. And
yeah, any kind of questions at all. So not just about financial health, but as Karen mentioned, it can be investing, it can be just taking a look at what your portfolio is. If you have any type of questions on what you should do. And this brings me actually to something we've been touching on over the last few weeks. Say, Karen, there's people that have been investing money, and a lot of people lost 2 weeks of income around there, and maybe people have had damage. Maybe they are trying to recover from the storm. Can you make some suggestions on what they should look at, or how they can access their money? Or is there penalties to it? What are the rules to that?
Absolutely. So my hope is that everyone who is listening has an emergency savings account. And that savings account, even though interest is what it is, you don't get a whole lot of interest, but you need money in cash for hurricanes. So those people that have emergency funds have simply dipped into them to help with the 2 weeks, to help with whatever repairs needed to be done. For people that don't have the emergency funds, which I strongly recommend, but if you don't have the emergency fund, then you dip into your investments. So when you dip into a regular investment account, you have to sell whatever you're invested in. And fortunately, today the markets are up, but that could change tomorrow or Monday. That could change. And you don't know what you're selling at and what price. You know, you really want to try not to take it out of your retirement accounts, because if you take money from your retirement accounts, the IRS, this is my favorite line, the IRS giveth and the IRS taketh away. So they giveth you the ability to go into a retirement account, but if you're under 59 and a half, you get hit with a 10% penalty if you have to take money out.
Wow. Is there a time frame for that? Like if they take money out, can they put it back within a certain amount of time?
Yes, you have 60 days to put it back
60
in.
days.
Okay.
But that's a very short time frame. So we really encourage people, if you're going to take it out, just think that you're just taking it out. But it does cost you 10% plus ordinary income tax. So it's not just the 10%, it gets added to your annual income.
So basically you're losing the money that you've invested.
Absolutely. And that's why we really strongly encourage everyone to have an emergency savings account.
So do you have, and I know everybody's different, so I'm not trying to make this like a vanilla one size fits all, but is there some kind of formula, say every month, of how much should go into that savings, how much should go into the retirement fund? Is there?
So there's really not a good formula per se. What we do in order to figure out how much you need to put away is do a financial plan.
Okay.
I do a financial plan, and I do your income and expenses. Notice I didn't use the word budget, because everyone goes, I don't want a budget. So we use income and expenses.
Okay.
And then we figure out where are your expenses versus your income and how much is left over. And then we decide, okay, if you need a savings account, that's the first place money goes. Money goes into retirement, into long-term investing. And I'm sorry. And when we do the income and investing, it's really funny what people spend their money on that they have no idea how much they're spending. That $4 Starbucks cup of coffee, when you're doing it every day, and at the end of the month, your Starbucks bill is $200.
That's
and
crazy.
People go, oh my God, really? So yes, so people change habits because it's conscious thinking of knowing where your money is.
That's good.
Now, do you have a minimum do you have a minimum requirement of who you'll work with?
Financial requirement?
Financially.
That was my question.
So I do and I don't.
Okay.
I do not have a minimum financial requirement. I actually work with quite a few millennials who are just starting out, who obviously don't have a lot of money, but are committed to the process.
That's good.
So my thing is if you're committed to a financial planning process and to putting money away and to having more money choices, I would love to work with you.
And is it ever too late?
It is never too late. It doesn't, even if you're 60 and you haven't saved a dime, I promise you Social Security will be there, but it won't be enough. So even if you're 60, let's talk, you have 10 more years. You could potentially have 12 more years to work. Let's put that money away. Let's figure out what is in your best interest.
I think it's great that you work with a lot of millennials because as we were talking earlier, there's really not a lot of knowledge that's shared as we go through school about finances. So for millennials to really be able to take action early on, obviously that makes a huge difference, correct?
Absolutely. One of my big pet peeves about education is that no financial knowledge is taught whatsoever.
Yes.
So people get out and they have no idea what to do with their money.
Yes.
And that's why we take on millennials, because if you can teach someone at 25 to put away $100 or $200 a month, it's a habit they will form for the rest of their lives.
Yes.
And that should be first, right?
Yes. That should be before the BMW, before the expensive vacations. That should be the first thing that you do is start putting that money away.
So I just want to share with everybody, because we were talking, this is such a hot subject about education. We also, with our company, we go into schools and we educate ages from 8 to 18. We have a financial program that we bring in, not about just credit, but it's all about finances and responsibility, learning the value of money. And it's a program that we offer. We provide the whole curriculum for it. And if you are with the school, if you're listening to this, you know any school that would be interested, if you'd reach out to us, we would greatly appreciate being able to help educate our youth. We think the financial literacy is such an issue, and that's why people get themselves into so many issues with credit and with finances and not really knowing how to manage and create a financial profile. So reach out to us. You can call us here. The number is 888-565-1470. Or you can send us a message on Facebook, The Healthy Credit Gals. The other way you can reach us is on our website, thehealthycreditgals.com. And just send us a message. We would love to be able to help educate. That process is so needed in our schools.
Right. And if I can tail on to that, we have actually done seminars or workshops, I should say, for women on understanding money. It's a 2-hour workshop. If you have a group that you would like me to present to, I would actually love the opportunity, just because I want to educate more and more and more people, because to me, knowledge is power.
Absolutely.
And women are coming up in the world and we need to have that power.
Absolutely.
So we would actually tag on to that and just say, if anybody has a group of women that they would like a presentation, we would love to help Karen with
piggyback.
Absolutely.
That's okay.
Absolutely.
Credit and finances. So it's all about community. Really, when you know, right now it's there's a strong sense of community with everything that's happening around our country and outside of our country, with not just all the disasters, but, you know, people are surprised when something happens. A lot of people are not prepared for natural disasters. The fires right now out in California, any of these disasters really upset the whole process of what they're used to doing on a day-to-day basis.
Right.
So it does have financial impact, and knowledge, again, is power. So if you have a group, please reach out to us. We would love to help. It's something that we're passionate about.
Absolutely. And I wanted to go back to the millennials, because the interesting thing about them, or all of us, and how money is moving, we've talked about Venmo. I mean, it's so easy to, I can Venmo you, but is there money in the account to Venmo? I mean, are you subtracting? I was telling Karen when we got here, I actually took a course in high school. We had to learn how to write a check. And so it was offered, at least partially. And we don't think it's, between credit, plastic. That's the great place. The one great place that plastic is in your credit card. You can use plastic, but do you know how to pay it off? The plastic's there, but can you pay that bill at the end of the month?
And on time, so it doesn't hit your credit.
So, right. And
Please pay your bills on time. That is just such a waste of money.
That's the number one thing that hits your credit.
Right.
It's 35% of what makes up your credit score. Just one late payment really can ding you hard.
You get
And
the
a lot
late
of waste
fee,
of money.
Late
Yes.
fee and the ding. And
So can I just share a story? A client relayed this to me. His son was renting an apartment and thought that the rent was $1,300 a month, but it was really $1,250. But rent is due by the 5th, but they always paid it late.
Oh.
He was like,
so he was paying it late
he was
every
paying it late,
paying a late fee
He was
every
paying a
month.
late fee every month, and I was like, "Oh my god! Do you know that's $50 a month? That's your emergency savings fund."
Right. Well, if you have a story, reach out to us, 888-565-1470, and we're going to take another quick break. Before we go, I just want to give Karen an opportunity to to give her information. So at the Emerald Financial Group, they can reach you.
You can reach me. My phone number is 954-840-8334. You can visit our website, which is emerald-financialgroup.com.
Awesome. So let's take a break and we'll be right back.
Great.
Did you know most people have no idea how their credit score works and no idea what their credit score is? Most people think just paying bills on time will ensure the best score possible. The reality is, 5 factors determine your credit rating: types of credit, length of credit, amount owed, inquiries, and payment history.
Did you know an employer can use your credit scores and history to determine whether they want to hire you? Your credit scores determine the premiums you pay for insurance on your car and homeowners insurance, as well as other premiums. Your credit score also determines the interest rates for your mortgage and car loans. Even your utilities and cell phone is based on your credit score. Crazy, right? Low credit scores is like flushing money down the drain.
We can put money back in your pocket. Tune in and let's talk credit. We are the Healthy Credit Gals. Let us show you how to create financial fitness and peace of mind.
Celebrity Mortgage Corporation, where everyone is treated like a star. The process of obtaining a mortgage to purchase or refinance residential property doesn't have to be overwhelming. I'm Tanya Quarequio, the owner of Celebrity Mortgage and a licensed loan officer. Celebrity Mortgage has helped thousands of clients in Florida realize their dream of homeownership, and we can help you too. We know every family and individual is unique in their needs and requirements. As a mortgage brokerage business, we have access to hundreds of loan programs and thousands of lenders. We will help find the right program that works for you. Tanya Quarequio, NMLS 88836, Celebrity Mortgage, NMLS 206978, where everyone is treated like a star.
You've been listening to the Healthy Credit Gals inform you of how important good credit is and the stressful impact bad credit can have on your overall well-being. Visit our website at thehealthycreditgals.com and learn what options you have. Now, let's get back to the show.
Hi, everyone. We're back. We're here with Karen Roberts and Lori, and we're going to get into our, is it a credit myth or a credit truth? So, also join us. If you want to join in the conversation, call in at 888-565-1470 because we'd love to hear if you know the answer. So the question is, or the myth is, it is illegal or immoral to have the information on your credit report altered or removed. So what do you think? Is it? What do you think?
Well, I guess we'll see if anybody knows, right?
Right.
Call in if you have an answer. Karen, do you come across any kind of misinformation out there about credit when you're dealing with clients?
We come out with misinformation all the time. It's actually scary to me, the misinformation that gets construed out there. And that's where we try to set people straight and really take a look at their credit. You know, people think, oh my gosh, I did a bankruptcy 15 years ago and it's affecting me today. And I'm like, it's probably not even on your credit report anymore. And if it is, it needs to come off. So there's myths out there all the time, which is why you really need to work with a professional, whether it's a financial planner or the credit repair specialist. You need to work with a professional to get rid of the myths and understand what you have.
And also, I mean, just the power of putting that money back in your pocket. You can use that money, and people, obviously, it's kind of like out of sight, out of mind. People don't realize if they have signed for a mortgage, or a lot of times they do if it's a car, but a mortgage, I think, is such a relief when they go through that process, signing, and once they're done, they just really don't, they just pay their bill every month. Hopefully, at least they're doing that. But a lot of times it won't come up unless there is a credit issue. Maybe they've made a late payment on a mortgage payment, but really, honestly, it really does affect how much money you spend in your lifetime.
Right.
It's like the statistic is like 8 out of every 10 people have some type of credit issue. And so think about that in the amount of dollars for each person or each couple that has a mortgage. That can be $200,000 or upwards of that, closer to $1 million if you're in a higher cost property. So really just, again, we empower, encourage people to give us a call. Let us answer your questions. Let us help you understand and educate you about little things that you can do that will make such a difference in your credit.
Right. And while we're talking about that, one of the big things that people come to the table with is credit card debt. Mm-hmm. Credit card debt is the most horrendous thing that you can be in. Yes. And so people just borrow from Peter to pay Paul to make those credit card payments. And sometimes it's better to not make them. Sometimes it's better to make them. Sometimes it's better to negotiate with the credit card companies. There is a way out. And people just bury their head in the sand and just make those minimum payments. And if you look at your credit card statement now, it'll tell you this is what you have to pay it off in 3 years.
Yes.
Or this is what you have to pay, and it's going to take you 29 years to pay it off.
It's a wake-up call.
It is a
when
huge
people see that.
call.
Right. Yes, it's it could be agonizing, but it's so important. And our company offers that service. So with our package, they're offering a way to take a look at everything that you owe and the best way to pay it off.
So, yeah, we have a whole lot of different services other than just credit repair. And again, you can find out more information at thehealthycreditgals.com. Check out all of the services. If you have questions, send us a message there, or our phone number's there. You can give us a call even after the show. Yeah. So where do we want to go next? Is there anything specific, Karen, that you would like to share that people just... It really sticks out to you for people coming to you about financial health?
So one of the things that I would like to talk about is people not coming to me. So people think that they can do it themselves, or people bury their head in the sand. And I implore you, get your head unburied. Mm-hmm. You need to work with a professional, whether it's me or someone else. You need to work with a financial planner, because they're going to set you up on the correct course. They're going to make you dust off those statements that have piled up and you haven't opened the envelopes, and they're going to make you see what you have and hopefully set you on a course for the future. But I implore everyone to have a financial planner, at least of some type, because I'm the person who is going to help you. So often I have people that come in and go, oh, well, I have a savings account. I go, really? Because it looks to me like you put money in and you take money out, right? I become the gatekeeper for the savings account. Once you put it in my account, it's your money and you can have it any time. But guess what? You have to call me and ask.
So at least it makes people accountable for it, correct?
That's exactly what it is. It makes people accountable. Absolutely, you can have it, but you have to call and we'll send it out to you. But it makes people accountable and more conscious of what they're spending.
And let's just talk about the financial health and how that, when you're under all of that stress, what it does to you.
Right.
That's one of the things that I always implore people, get your finances in order, because the toll it takes on your health, as well as your mindset, your sleep. When you're worried every time the phone rings that it's a collector. When I've been there before, I know the stress that it puts on you. And it just feels so good when you get above that and you're able to sleep so good at night and drive down the road like we talked about before with the music playing and not a care in the world. It really, you don't realize how much it really weighs so heavily on you in so many areas of your life.
Right. And it's very stressful to go through it. And I understand that, as you guys understand that. We have a standing joke, but it's reality. We keep a box of tissues in our conference room because invariably money leads to tears. But the one thing is, if you work with a professional, if you work with me, if you work with the Healthy Credit Gals, I promise you in a couple months, it's going to be painful, but you'll have ripped the Band-Aid off and you'll have so much stress taken off of you that you can go back to living your life. I can't tell you how many people.
I feel that release. It's good.
I think when you get past it, when you've been through it, you can understand it. When you are burying your head and you don't know where to go, and you just feel shamed about getting yourself in that position, there's nothing that's going to change it unless you take the initiative to reach out and just ask some questions, gain some knowledge. Maybe you don't start investing right away, but maybe you do start cleaning up your credit. And then now that frees up that money that you didn't even know you had to invest. So it really is a great process. And again, it's all about empowering people to take control of their finances.
I want to share a story with you. I have clients, they've been clients of mine for probably 15 years. And she always said, I'm just going to be a bag lady and live under a bridge. I'm just going to be a bag lady, because she didn't understand money. They had money, but she didn't understand it. And so we walked her every time through the process. They were so cute. They're both retired now. And 2 years ago, they sent me a picture. They had gone out and bought a Mini Cooper, and they are living their life. They moved to their retirement home. They are driving their Mini Cooper convertible, and they are loving life. And that's only because she came to me every single time and said, I'm going to live under a bridge. And I said, you are not going to live under a bridge. Here's what we're doing to make sure you don't live under a bridge. But so many people think they're going to live under, women.
Well, it could be a sailboat under the bridge.
It could be a sailboat under the bridge. But women all the time, I'm going to just be a bag lady. I'm just going to sleep in a tent. I hear so much. And again, if you rip that Band-Aid off and truly understand what you have and what that means to you, you'll sleep so much better at night.
Well, I guess part of it is if you do the same thing over and over and over again, I think that's the definition of insanity.
Yes.
So we have to take an initiative to do something different, and we all get so stuck in our habits. Now, we started the show saying it was Friday the 13th. And we want to change that shift to it being your luckiest day. So you do have to maybe do something different today. Make the call. Reach out to any of us or someone who can help you shift out of that situation of being over your head in debt.
So do you want to go back to our credit myth or truth and just share with everybody? If it's a myth or a truth, what's the truth?
Okay, so the myth originally was it is illegal or immoral to have the information on your credit report altered or removed. So it's the truth. The truth. Not only is it, it's the truth.
It's a myth. It's a myth because the truth is.
Well, the truth is, the truth is not only is it not illegal or immoral, but it is what the Fair Credit Reporting Act is all about. That was put in place to protect our rights. It was enacted by Congress for for the very purpose of protecting consumers from the intrusion of the credit agencies into our lives. So if there's you can have things removed.
And you should, because you know what? People are just not proactive enough at knowing what's on their credit until they go to purchase something or to apply for a credit card, and then it's denied because they have a low credit score. So again, I just encourage you can pull your all 3 of your credit bureau reports free once a year if you go to the website www.annualcreditreport.com. And that's the only one that's backed by the government that will allow you to pull all 3 credit bureau reports so you can take a look and see what's actually really yours. The amount of mistakes on credit reports is really, really high. You never know what's on there. And even if you have kids, if you have small children, they have a social security number too. So you should actually take a look, because as technology advances, so does the things that happen that are inaccurate, things that are added. People are finding ways to utilize people that aren't using their credit, such as kids or retired people. A lot of retired people do not use any kind of credit. So there's ways that you can keep up on that. But a lot of times, I've had stories where 16, 17-year-olds, where they're going out to get their first job, and all of a sudden they find out that they have bad credit. Well, how did that happen? It's really identity theft and fraudulent activity, which is just rampant. An identity is stolen once every 2 seconds, so you really need to have protection. We're all about protecting people across the board, not just getting your credit fixed, but protecting your personal information. With all these breaches that happen, super important for you to reach out and get yourself into a program that will protect you. So we're going to go ahead and take another break in just a moment here. And when we come back, we're going to wrap up with some great ways that you can actually put money back in your pocket, not just by fixing your credit and not just by investing money and making money, but a few other ways. So stay tuned and we'll be right back.
Did you know that having less than perfect credit can cost you upwards of $1 million in interest rates, fees, and other unnecessary charges over your lifetime? And did you know 80% of credit reports have errors causing lower credit scores? And did you know 43 million people have a credit score of 599 or less?
Less than perfect credit leaves you with little or no control. The Healthy Credit Gals can help. We are the Healthy Credit Gals. Let us show you how to create financial fitness and peace of mind. Tune in and let's talk credit on 1470 AM and 95.3 FM.
Celebrity Mortgage Corporation, where everyone is treated like a star. The process of obtaining a mortgage to purchase or refinance residential property doesn't have to be overwhelming. I'm Tanya Quarequio, the owner of Celebrity Mortgage and a licensed loan officer. Celebrity Mortgage has helped thousands of clients in Florida realize their dream of homeownership, and we can help you too. We know every family and individual is unique in their needs and requirements. As a mortgage brokerage business, we have access to hundreds of loan programs and thousands of lenders. We will help find the right program that works for you. Tanya Quarequio, NMLS 88836, Celebrity Mortgage, NMLS 206978, where everyone is treated like a star.
You've been listening to the Healthy Credit Gals inform you of how important good credit is and the stressful impact bad credit can have on your overall well-being. Visit our website at thehealthycreditgals.com and learn what options you have. Now, let's get back to the show.
Hi, everyone. We're back, and we have Sharon on the line. Hi, Sharon. Can you hear us?
Oh, dear.
Hi.
I'm listening to your program, and I was a little concerned about inquiries on the credit report.
Okay. What? Anything in particular, inquiry-wise?
Well, I have, inquiries on the credit report, and I'm made to understand that it's okay for them to be there don't affect your scores. And I wanted to know if that was true.
Well, anytime that there's an inquiry, it's actually you giving permission to somebody to pull your credit. So if you're applying for a credit card, or maybe you're looking at getting a mortgage or a loan for your car, that's normal to have a couple of them every year. And it will impact your score a little bit at first, but it recovers quickly. The thing you have to be concerned about with inquiries is when you have a lot of them, it makes it look like you're shopping around just desperate to get credit because maybe you don't have money. And when you have a lot of them, that's when it really impacts your score a lot.
Well, the inquiries that I am concerned about, it is mostly something that I don't know about. And because I've not been, doing any businesses.
So it's fraudulent activity. It's inquiries that are not yours.
Right. I haven't been applying for anything, that kind of stuff, and I just don't understand why they appear up.
Yeah. So it sounds like there's fraudulent activity on your credit reports. And I would say if you can reach out to us after the show, we can get with you off of the air and try to help you that way and see, investigate it a little bit further.
Okay.
Okay.
And that number is the 954-840-8334.
That's me.
That's the number that I have written down here.
That's for Karen, but we can just they'll go ahead and just take your number here, and we'll give you a call after the show. Okay.
Okay.
Thanks, Sharon. That was a great question.
Perfect.
So we appreciate your call.
Absolutely.
You're welcome.
Okay, so we're back. Thanks, Sharon, for the call.
I think we want to talk about there's a lot of people that do live check to check. So obviously it's difficult for people to figure out how to put money aside to invest. There's a lot of people that are looking for an opportunity to make some additional money or maybe even change careers. And we're speaking directly to you. We have a great opportunity that we are passionate about. We're able to help people. We're able to make money, get paid every week. And it's really about sharing knowledge and making a real difference in people's lives. So if that's something that you want to learn more about, we would love to talk to you. We are building a team across the country that we all love what we do. It may not be for you, but if it's something you're interested in learning more about, you can check out our opportunity at thehealthycreditgals.com under the Business Opportunity tab. Or you can actually check out this link that I'm going to give you, which is www.protectionthatpays.com. It's really about helping people get all of their personal financial information in a place where it's all protected. That's why we call it a protection plan. So we help with credit, we help with getting a will, trust, power of attorney in place, because that's something else that's not talked about and people don't do, but it's very much needed.
It's so important, especially, now. I mean, when's the best time to invest? Now.
Right.
When's the best time to plan? Now.
Before something happens. If you don't have
if you don't have
protection in place and something unexpected happens, whether it's an illness and you can't manage your own finances, you can't pay your bills, maybe you're in the hospital. If you don't have a power of attorney in place, your bills are not going to get paid. Number one, because people can't get to your money to pay your bills. And number two, that then has a big effect on your credit. So it's really empowering what we do, and we would love to share what we do if you have an interest in it. So check us out at thehealthycreditgals.com, and let's get back to a few more questions here.
So if I can hop on the wills, a will, extremely important, especially if you have kids. If you don't have kids, probably not as important, but the one piece outside of the power of attorney that's really important is your HIPAA. And HIPAA today, nobody can get medical information on you without that HIPAA form. So if I'm in the hospital, my husband can't get information on me without that HIPAA form. So that HIPAA form is huge.
Yeah.
So I always tell my clients is it's not just about a will anymore. It's about all the ancillary documents that go with it.
Right. So we do the will, trust, and both powers of attorney, a healthcare power of attorney and a financial power of attorney. You may not want the same person handling your finances that handle your health issues, right?
I know for me personally, I have one child who's going to handle the finances and one who's going to handle the emotional, the HIPAA and the health, because they're two different ways of thinking and they're two different individuals. And I always try and tell people, make sure that the person that you're giving the health to, number one, will pull the plug if that's what you want.
Right.
And number two, will make decisions that you want made, not what they want made.
Right. It's just documenting what your wishes are. And actually, who wouldn't want that? I mean, yes, you are not going to be around once you pass, but the stress that it leaves on everybody around you, all of your loved ones, now you want them to make decisions and they don't even know. They're grieving at this point. So really, really important to have those type of documents in place. We have 13 different services that are bundled in our protection plan. So check us out. Again, give us a call if you have any questions. Check us out. And we want to just go ahead and share an inspirational quote before we wrap things up, right?
Okay. So it's not your salary that makes you rich. It's your spending habits. I think that's perfect with
that
you
is
here.
I love that.
Right? I thought that was very fitting.
I love conscious choices. Money does not buy happiness. Money buys choices.
Perfect way to end the show. We hope everybody has a wonderful, wonderful weekend.
Right.
And thank you for joining us. If we can answer any of your questions, reach out to us, thehealthycreditgals.com. Our phone number's there. You can send us a message there. And that's a wrap.
Wait, you have a...
I do. This has been great, you guys. I've really, really enjoyed this. And I'm going to end it with more compliance garbage.
But thank you, Karen. We want to make sure.
Thank you.
Before you read your compliance, can you just give them your number one more time?
Sure. My number one more time is 954-840-8334. Or you can go on the web. It's emerald-financialgroup.com.
Okay.
Get everybody compliance.
Yeah. Have a great weekend. And let's wrap it with her sponsorship.
The preceding program is sponsored by the Emerald Financial Group, which is solely responsible for its content. Have a great weekend.
Thanks,
everybody.
You've been listening to the Healthy Credit Gals with solutions on how to create financial fitness and peace of mind. Visit our website, thehealthycreditgals.com, or call us at 888-315-3182. See you next week. Same time, same place for more tips and info. Enjoy the weekend. The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program were